What up, Rafflators? Welcome back to my channel. We are back in Houston. This is Caneview Avenue on South Ramvelt in South Ramvelt Gardens, and we are approaching the Heroes Highway. Almost 7 in the morning, so the sun is straight ahead. That's east, right? That's east towards the eastern side of Caneview Avenue. We're back here to look at this building. This is the new Sheraton branded hotel, 4 Points by Sheraton. And as you can see, it's much closer to completion now than it ever was in the past. And today we're going to take a look at what's happening here at Houston since the last time we were in this neck of the woods about 3 weeks ago. This is one of the most rapidly growing, developing sections of the city. It's also busiest because of this new highway, and there are a number of construction sites and developments happening here. This one is the 4 Points by Sheraton. 4 Points Hotel by Sheraton. It's kind of a luxury resort, I guess on the level of Pegasus Suites and Corporate Center and the Marriott. And it's going to add, I think, several hundred, maybe 200 rooms, 200 new hotel rooms to this neck of the woods. Now this is the, looking west, this is the reserve on which the power from the power ship on the Demerara River is brought in. So this here is these are the power lines coming directly from the power ship. You've seen in the previous video the power ship on the Demerara River at Meadowbank, and these power lines come all the way now in South Ramvelt Gardens from the power ship. That's looking north towards the seawall and towards Mandela Avenue. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, so this traffic is approaching rush hour on a, what is it, Wednesday?
Distance 2 miles. Duration
in Georgetown.
40 minutes 56 seconds. Pace 20 minutes 34 seconds per mile.
Anyways, the 26th, and this is the location. This is the 4 Points by Sheraton Hotel. And what you can see in this video today is how far they've managed to complete the exterior and the interior. So they had stopped building the exterior of this building to work on the interior walls, putting up those metal braces that hold the walls up. Those are actually finished, which is why they're working on the exterior now. Next door, that's the Sheriff Mall. Sheriff Mall is also made some progress. They're putting on the front. Actually, that one is the that one used to be the Sheriff Mall. They actually converted that into housing, the Ministry of Housing. This is the Sheriff Mall next door. Alright, so this is the new Sheriff International Mall. Not much has changed since the last time we've been here, but it seems as if they're building a fortress. There seems to be no windows. No windows at all on the first 2 floors. But we have to wait and see what that turns out to be. And behind both buildings, that is the Guyana Water Authority is there in the distance. But this is what's happening here, guys, in Houston. This is a seems like a warehouse building. A new warehouse building being constructed here on Heroes Highway. And this is traffic coming from the south, from Diamond and parts south into Georgetown. This is now the busiest highway into the city. This is the East Bank Bypass Road, now called Heroes Highway. And a lot of the East Bank traffic now comes on this road, this Heroes Highway into the city. Still a road that has to be completed. Right, so far the road extends towards Diamond. It's supposed to go all the way to Tamari Airport or towards the Lynn and Suicide Highway, and that is yet to be completed. More warehouse buildings are being constructed. That's on David Rose Street. Over here, this is the Ministry of Housing building. This is the new Ministry. So this building, when they started constructing it, this was supposed to be either Sheriff Hospital or Sheriff Mall. And then one day, it became the Ministry of Housing. So, Sheriff Mall, it started out being Sheriff Mall, and one day it's just turned into the Ministry of Housing. And now this is Sheriff Mall. I'm going to give you the story on that in a minute. But that is the Sheraton. This point, that's the Sheraton, the 4 Points by Sheraton, and that's looking back north on Heroes Highway. Somebody asked me, who owns Sheriff Group? So somebody asked, who owns Sheriff Group of companies? For a long time, it wasn't clear, but now it has become quite clear who owns Sheriff Group. Sheriff Group is owned by the Ahmads. In the last video, I talked about Edul Ahmad, one of the brothers, the Ahmad brothers, who is involved in some real estate fraud in New York and in Guyana has gotten access to extensive amounts of land. It turns out the Ahmad family is quite extensive, and they are responsible for Sheriff Group of companies. So this building that's being constructed here for the Ministry of Housing is being constructed by Sheriff Group. And Sheriff Group, like I said, is owned by the Ahmad family, which gives you an indication of the close connection between the government of Guyana and Sheriff Group. And if you look closely at the contracts that Sheriff Group has, started out as mainly security contracts, then they were construction contracts, now they're building hospitals and housing developments and so on. The rapid growth of the fortunes of the Sheriff Group is totally linked to the government of Guyana, and the connection of the Ahmads, including Ed Ahmad, to the government of Guyana is entirely responsible for that growth. I'm going to give you a much more detailed deep dive on Sheriff Group and the Ahmads in a future video. I have a number of these documentaries coming up, as I promised, but we're going to have to do a deep dive into them to understand the connections. This is a new warehouse being constructed here at Houston. Right, that's east of the highway here. So we actually saw the initial construction of that warehouse. Now it's almost completed. This is another warehouse being constructed here in Houston. Right, I think we also saw this warehouse when the foundations were being laid, when it started construction. So they're making progress. They're next door to this. Gene Equip, which is a heavy machine rental company. And on the other side of the next road, right on the other side of the next road is Rome, New York. Sorry, Rome. That's Rome in New York too, but this is Rome in Georgetown, Rome in Guyana. And beyond that is the Houston shopping complex. Here Blue Water has there also. Blue Water is another oil and gas company that provides services to the oil and gas industry. They have their warehouse here. That's Blue Water. And this traffic is building and growing, coming from the south into Georgetown towards rush hour. Rush hour is between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. But at 7, as you can see, traffic is already building and growing. Traffic into Georgetown. These roads still have not been properly constructed, remediated, so there's still no turning lanes at these intersections, no traffic lights. Alright, so the next intersection there. No traffic lights, no turning lanes. So this remains one of the most dangerous roads, most dangerous intersections along this road, along this highway. But that's it, guys. That's what's happening here. This is the new warehouse building. Lot of planes passing overhead, as you can see. Heading towards Ogle Airport, which is just about 5 miles away from this point. And that's looking east. Storing the trucks over there. Lot of busy work and activity here at Houston, and very busy traffic heading into the city. It's traffic heading north into the city. Again, this is the intersection without any turning lanes. And that's looking back at the 4 Points Hotel. That's 4 Points by Sheraton. That's up, guys. That's what's happening here in Houston in Guyana. This road goes all the way to Macdoom. Right, this is a crossroad connecting Heroes Highway with Macdoom. A lot of construction going on that along that road as well. And the next village is called Rome. And this is what is happening at this intersection, where there are no turning lanes on the new highway at Houston. Now there's a lot more construction going on along this highway. I'm going to show you in another video. But for now, this is what's happening in Houston. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing country in the world, Guyana. Later!